Okay, everybody, thank you for being on the call, the Monday night Epic Leadership Group call. My name is Greg Moody. I am dialing in from the Gold Coast, Australia. Yes, the Great Lounge Down Under. It is just gone past 1 p.m. Tuesday, so down this part of the world, we're ahead of most of you. If you'd like to know the Monday night sports results, maybe I can let you know. It's a little bit of a secret we have to keep. We're sworn to secrecy. We're sworn to secrecy over here. Obviously, I'm only joking, but look, thanks for being on the call. We're going to go through. We've got a couple of great speakers tonight, and then I'm going to finish off. As you may or may not know, one of our esteemed leaders, Mr. Gary Hasson, is in transit at the moment on his way over to Malaysia and Thailand, travelling with Mr. Glenn Jensen. Just working out some final details for the global launch. So he's asked me to host the call tonight. So I appreciate Gary giving me the trust to do so. And as I said a little bit earlier, I am from Australia. If you are having a little bit of trouble understanding me, this will be recorded. So you'll be able to download the recording, download a copy of How to Speak Australian, and then listen in and maybe do some translation for yourself. So again, what we'll do is we'll get started straight away, and we have a great speaker just to start off with today, a gentleman by the name of Bill Bergfeld, who's out of Texas, USA. So I'm going to ask Bill to come on the call and just talk for a few moments about what's happening with the launch packs. So Bill, I'll unmute you, and away you go.
Muted.
Okay, Bill.
All right, good. Thank you very much. Can you hear me okay?
Certainly can. Thank you.
Well, first I want to thank you for inviting me on this call. It's always an honor. You and I met at the Epic pre-launch out at the Stein Eriksen Lodge, and it was certainly a privilege to get to know you there, and it's a privilege to be on the call with you tonight. And I agree with you. It's even an honor for Gary to trust us with the information we're sharing with the crowd tonight. So thank you very much for having me on the call. I've been given the responsibility of sharing some of the ideas involving the Epic startup kits, the foundation kit, of course, the $300 kit, the essentials kit, the $600 entry level, and then the Epic kit, the $900 entry level. And I want to spend a little bit of time broadening your mindset on how these things actually come into play, how they fit into your business. I want you to think just for a minute. Gary has just recently introduced Eric Worre's book to us on the Epic Leadership Facebook page, the GoPro 7 Steps to Becoming a Professional Network Marketer. And in that book, Eric Worre spends some time talking about three types of network marketers: the poser, the amateur, and the professional. So here's what I want you to think about for a minute. Is it coincidence that Epic has three entry-level kits, and Eric Worre talks about three types of network marketers? Is that coincidence, or is there something really to that? Here's what I want you to think about. Every one of us have a financial position that we're in right now. Most of us want to improve that position. We keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting improvement, but it doesn't come about. My suggestion is let's do something a little bit different. Instead of becoming a poser or instead of becoming an amateur, let's focus for a minute on being a professional from the very beginning. Let's talk about this Epic kit entry level, if I can. You can look at the three product kits here and recognize that the foundation kit is actually describing what you get with that kit. Foundational products, the things that you can just barely get by with to get your business started. The essentials kit, these are the essential products. If you're going to get started and go build, then these are the essentials. But if you want to build an Epic dynasty, now we're talking about looking at this Epic kit, this $900 business introductory kit. And there's several benefits to this purchase. Now I'm going to focus strictly on the Epic kit for a minute. Here's what I want you to think about, and here's what I want to encourage you to do. Start your business as a professional. Find some way, somehow, somewhere, come up with the $900 to get your business started. Become an Epic person from the get-go. Here's here's the benefits. Number one, you get a massive amount of product. That's important. You get all of the Epic products, plus they sneak in a few of the Causeway products, and I think that's really beneficial. You get a super blend of these products. Why do you want all those products? So you can start using them yourself. You can become better at merchandising your business when you become a product of your products. That's super important. So there's benefit number one. Benefit number two, coming in at the Epic level provides greater income potential from the very beginning for you. The bonus checks, the commission checks are all improving in amounts with this Epic kit. Now here's even one more benefit. By purchasing the Epic kit, you get 90 days of being paid at the ambassador level, which means now you not only get the increase in commission amounts, you get to participate in the check matching bonus, which is absolutely an amazing concept. So there's the financial benefits, but psychologically, here's what I want you to think about. My skill field is veterinary medicine. I spent 5 years paying for an education in the hopes of getting out into the business world and earning a significant income, all in hopes. Once I finished 5 years of that education, massive investment in dollars, I had to go down to the bank and borrow money to start my practice. Now, I could have walked in there and said, I'm going to be a poser veterinarian. I'm going to purchase just the basic startup foundational product to get my practice started. That's an exam table and an exam light. That's all I'm going to purchase. Or I could have said, I'm going to start my practice, and even though I'm going to be amateurish in getting it going, I'm going to borrow a little more money and start a little bit more involved. I'm going to borrow a little more money, buy the exam table, the exam light, and I'm going to invest in an X-ray machine in case I need to X-ray something. But then if I'm really serious, I really want to be a professional in the business that I'm starting, I'm going to borrow enough money to purchase the exam table, the exam light, the X-ray machine, the blood gas machine, the anesthesia machine, the surgery table, the kennel cages, the mobile veterinary unit, the stable in the back. I'm going to purchase the whole possible product lineup so that when I go into practice, I have every opportunity to generate income. That's the Epic Pack, ladies and gentlemen. That's a $900 investment, and believe me, investing $900 to create the kind of income this business provides for you is a whole lot smarter than being a veterinarian and borrowing $250,000 in hopes of making some money. There's a huge difference between $900 and $250,000. Become an Epic person. Purchase that Epic kit. Greg, back to you, buddy. Thank you very much. Appreciate the honor.
Well, thank you, Bill. Always great listening to you. I love that Texas drool, as we call it over here. I hope you don't find that disrespectful. We just love it over here. So great hearing from you, and I really appreciate your time, and I know Gary does as well. I have got an extra slide here. I wasn't sure if you're going to mention, so I'm just going to bring this up and just mention the double your holiday cash bonus for the champion bonus. We've all heard about the Go Champion. You can find details of that if you're not sure what the Go Champion bonus is at the moment. But essentially, if you can go champion in your first 30 days, there was a bonus of $600, and it's now up to $1,200 for another couple of days, I believe, December the 25th. So between now and December the 25th, as you can see, purchase your $900 Epic Pack and then hit the rank of champion, and you'll actually receive $1,200 bonus. So you earn about $350 worth of commission, but you're going to earn a $1,200 bonus. So if you're looking with tax and freight, if you're looking at about $1,000 to get started, you're going to get your $1,200 back. You can do that in your first couple of days, first week, first fortnight, whatever you need to do. So I just thought I'd throw that in there. But thanks, Bill, anyway, for that. That's fantastic. Now I'm going to move on to another great speaker, and I just have to mention that I'm reminded every day by my wife, Leanne, that behind every great man is a great woman. And we hear a lot about Mr. Gary Hasson, and we all must agree how much of a great leader and a great person Gary is. But if I have to believe my wife, which obviously I need to do, she believes, as I said, that behind every great man is a great woman. So I'd like to now invite Melissa Hasson onto the call, and she's going to just talk a few minutes about the weekend they just had down in Las Vegas. So away you go, Melissa. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Greg. Thank you so very much. I'm happy to be on the call this evening. As Greg said, Gary is in transit, and we have been feeling a lot of excitement because we did spend a few days in Las Vegas attending Eric Worre's Network Marketing Pro event. And, you know, Eric is a good friend of ours. We've known him for years and years, and we've watched this event emerge over the past 5 years, and we just really like what he's doing. It was an opportunity for us to gather together with 5,000 network marketing professionals, and among those people were many that we consider longtime friends. And as we were, you know, surprised moment after moment running into people that we have known in the industry, it was just a joy to us to be reunited. And we realized that in this profession of network marketing, the relationships that we've been able to build over the last 24 years are just some of the most dear relationships that we have, and just the mutual respect that we share with so many of these people. So that was really a great experience. Also, in attending the seminars, we were reminded of principles that I think we have known and we do know, but they were presented in a new light and really helped kind of awaken us to some of the things that we can do and should be doing in our business. And I'll share one or two things of that nature with you in just a minute. And just really we're inspired to increase the skills that we have and reach for higher goals. One of the main things that I took away from the weekend, and there were so many things, my head was just spinning all the way home. We had a really long drive home in the snow, by the way. And but one of the things I thought, if there was one thing that I really, as a accumulation of all of the things that I heard, I walked away feeling that really with network marketing, we have such a social and economic responsibility to share with others what we have and what we are doing. There are so many people who don't really know or understand about network marketing. They might think they do, but we really have a responsibility to share with them and be a little bit persistent and help them to gain an understanding. We just can't pre-qualify the people that we approach with our opportunities. We heard the whole weekend was comprised of not only Eric Worre, but he had $1 million a year earners speak each day for, you know, probably 4 or 5 sessions. So we heard from numerous $1 million a year earners and some multi-million-dollar a year earners. And what astounded me as listening to these people was that they come from literally every walk of life that you can imagine. And I'm not even being all-inclusive when I explain that some were highly educated, some had absolutely no advanced education, not even finishing high school, for example. There were people that spoke that are earning over $1 million a year that served time in prison, some more innocently than others, and they were very candid in explaining their experiences. We heard from one woman who had been a single mom with diagnosed with MS and was so sick that she literally couldn't go to a job. And so sometimes network marketing comes to people when they are in the most desperate of circumstances and it's their only option, their only way out of their circumstances. Sometimes it comes to them when they are at the pinnacle of their success, but they just don't like what they're doing anymore. We just can't prejudge, okay? And we can't assume that we know what their response is going to be, and sometimes we have to really help them to understand what it is we really have that they can benefit from. And I really also felt a sense of urgency from that. You know, we shouldn't be piddling around with this message that we have to share, especially with Epic Era. And I want to share with you the events of my afternoon. It was a little bit dramatic, and I hope that Gary won't mind me sharing. But I think that as I was reflecting upon them, that it really illustrates the urgency that we need to have in sharing our story. And what happened is, as Greg said, Gary is traveling to Malaysia. He was going to take a flight out of Salt Lake this afternoon at just before 5 o'clock, and flying to San Francisco, where he would take a flight then at midnight to go to Taiwan and connect to Malaysia. And he was rushing around, and we left a little bit later than we would like, and but made it to the airport with about 50 minutes to spare, 50 minutes, which is plenty of time. And so I dropped him off, and he got out, and then just as I was pulling away from the airport, he called me and he said, "I don't have my passport." Well, you can imagine the thought that went through my head, because he needed to catch this flight, and he couldn't do it without his passport. So, well, he can't leave the country without his passport. So immediately, without any hesitation, I had to immediately, and he had to immediately think, how in the world are we going to do this? And so I said, well, I don't have time to get all the way home and all the way back before you catch your flight, because it's an hour each way. But maybe if somebody leaves the house, you know, within the next couple minutes, we have a shot. And so I called the house to see who was home, and my teenage daughter answered the phone. And immediately I said to her, please go to the bedroom, look in this place, and tell me if you can find Dad's passport. And while you're doing that, I'll call you right back. I had found out from her that nobody that could drive in our family was home at the moment. So I quickly called a neighbor, and she answered the phone. She's a dear friend of mine. And I said, is there any way that you or anybody in your family can leave your house right this minute, get Gary's passport from my house, and start driving towards me and meet me halfway so that I can then turn around and take it back to him? And sure enough, she did that. Her husband was home, and he's a dear friend as well. And he went over to the house, got the passport, called me. We figured out, you know, how fast I was going, how fast he was going, where we could meet, and we did. And I, you know, turned around and got the passport to Gary. And as I was thinking about that on the way home, I thought, now, my reaction to this was very urgent. I didn't have time to call my daughter and say, oh, hi, sweetie, how you doing? Hey, is there any way, if you have time, if it's not too much trouble, that you could just run upstairs, and no rush, but just see if you could look around and see if you can find Dad's passport, and call me back when you find it. I didn't have time for that. The sound in my voice and the urgency that I was feeling was very quickly transferred to her, and she acted quickly. I was thinking about how, what if, when I thought about calling my neighbor, the thought didn't come to my mind, oh gosh, you know, she's probably busy. Maybe I'll just send her an email. Then she can, you know, get it whenever she needs to, and she can just get back with me. You know, I didn't do that because I didn't have time for that. I also didn't have the thought, well, gosh, you know, I just don't want to offend her. I mean, what if she's offended because I'm calling her and I'm asking her to do something for me, you know? That wasn't even a thought that went through my head. It wasn't difficult for me to call and express some urgency in both of those situations. So I was just thinking about that, and how, especially with Epic Era at this moment in history, what we have is really a very compelling and very urgent story and opportunity, and especially with the Go Champion promotion that lasts for the next 2.5 weeks. that is especially an urgent situation. It's not just so that we can benefit. I mean, the more quickly we share that opportunity with other people and explain that promotion, and the more quickly they can talk to people they know, and the more quickly those people can talk to the people they know and take advantage of this promotion. We're actually doing our prospects a disservice if we don't act quickly on this promotion and really on this opportunity, because it's so new and because it's such a great opportunity. So those are just some thoughts that I had. I know you guys are probably dying to know, did Gary get the passport on time? He actually did, but by the time he got it, they gave his seat away. But he has not given up, and he has a flight out to San Francisco to make his connection by midnight. So it worked out, but it also gave me a great story to tell and a great analogy for how we really need to behave in our business at this time. So that's all I have for now, Greg. You can take it back, but thanks for letting me share that with you.
Well, thank you, Melissa. Great story. I can't wait to see Gary and rub it in and tell him, if you're going to be a leader, be a leader, Gary. You can't tell we can't all forget our passports. So, thank you. And as I mentioned earlier, behind every great man is a great woman, Melissa. So you've just proved the point. So thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Just touching on the Eric Worre GoPro event. While he was there, I know people know, but I just want to touch base again on this special deal, the GoPro book by Eric Worre that Gary mentioned last week. If you look at the link at the top there, networkmarketingpro.com/5/, you can buy, if you buy, I think it's 10 books, you can buy them for $5 each at the moment. So get one for yourself and some for your team members. A great little Christmas gift for people. So just wanted to mention that again, because there's a real opportunity there to get a very, very powerful tool that you can use, for yourself and for your team at an amazing price. So just wanted to mention that again. I just want to go on. I'll round up the call over the next couple of minutes just with some of my own thoughts. First thing, as far as events go, I just want to mention, if you know anybody down here in Australia, this Saturday, December the 14th, is our pre-launch event. The email you see at the bottom there, moreepicinfo@gmail.com, that is my email. I can give you my word that if you need more information, or if you have team members contact me via that email address, you have my word, and my word is my bond that they will be given the information and sent back to you. So just wanted to let you know, if they do, you do want more information, or send that email out to people to get more information, it will come to me. Alternatively, if you do go to the facebook.com/epic leadership page and go to events, it is posted on there with a direct link. So it's a 6:30 in the evening Saturday event. And if you're wondering how you can give people a bit of a pre-look, obviously you can tap into the calls and the webinars. Again, you can also tap into we do a Monday night call down here. It's a bit late, obviously, for this Saturday, but we're doing our own Monday night call as well, which is early in the morning for you guys. You use your webinars and use your conference calls and ask people to get into the recordings. This has been recorded, so this will be posted by Gary very soon. So spread the word, and if you have people down here in Australia, please put them in touch with me, and I'll look after them like they're my own. Moving on from that, I have this word up here. One of the first things to do is decide. And you heard Melissa talk about the $1 Million Earners are up on the stage at the GoPro event on the weekend, and people like obviously Gary and Melissa and other leaders that are coming on board with Epic. One thing Eric Worre said to me many years ago when I first met him was, you just need to decide. Decide you're going to go pro. Decide you're going to make this happen for yourself. And I decided back then. I did decide, but I decided in this way. I thought I'd decided. I thought it was a bit robotic. I pushed the yes button in my mind and went, yep, okay, yep, I've decided. But for some reason, even though I thought I'd decided, I couldn't quite get the traction I wanted. It wasn't quite working out. I saw these other people having all this great success. I thought, but I've decided. Why can't I get this happening? And it took me a little bit longer to realise that. But you don't just decide in your mind. You need to decide with your mind and your heart. Okay, so we really need to make it part of your being that this is what you want to do and you want to have success. Because if you can tap in to that, to your heart and that feeling, no one can shake your foundations. No one can divert your course. The way you can do that is always with your personal development. There's plenty of books out there. You can download free books. That's the thing. I'm a big believer in personal development, and it just puts you. If you can do half an hour of personal development every morning, whether it's reading a book, whether it's videos, whether it's YouTube, whether it's watching something on a recording that you have somewhere, whatever it is, if you can do that in the morning, you have to walk out the door and approach the day in such a superior mindset. You cannot be swayed from your path. So, if you're not doing any personal development at the moment, get involved with it. Just try it out. Try it out for 30 days. Try it out while you're trying to do that Go Champion. While you're trying to qualify for that extra $600 bonus. Just try it out and see how it works out. So, as I said, there's books for the ladies and probably some gentlemen out there as well. I mean books that make you feel good, but this does not count, okay? 50 Shades of Grey does not count. Just because it might make you feel good and nice and warm and cuddly, no, I'm very, very sorry. That doesn't count. Those books I said a little bit the slide before. Obviously, videos, you can go on and tap into videos. They're all YouTube videos are online. For those that were on this call a little bit earlier, before we started, I was playing one of my favourite speakers, Mr. Les Brown. It's a recording I've got that goes along with some really jazzy and funky music. So just find something that resonates with you, and half an hour, start of every day, so you can walk out with that superior mindset. And this is why. Your vision of where or who you want to be is the greatest asset you have. Okay? Read that again. Your vision of where or who you want to be is the greatest asset you have. Tap into that, okay? And when I say tap into it, identify your why, okay? So I've got some pictures up here, some of the more common reasons. You want a nice flash car, a nice new car. You want to come on a holiday down here and visit me in Australia, down in Sydney. You can see the Sydney Harbour Bridge there. Or you can see this house. This is an amazing house on the Great Ocean Road in South Australia, Victoria. It's a great road drive. And this is like a big single pillar on this walkway out to this house. So if you want to live somewhere amazing like that, or you might just want to raise enough money that you can just donate freely to charity and still be able to live the lifestyle you want, but give as much of it away, like our the founder of the Bajay Group, Mr. Vincent Tan, who's signed the Giving Back Pledge, where he's going to give half his income or half his wealth away in his lifetime. Maybe that's where it is. But if it is a car, think about what car it is. Go down, test drive one, get a picture with it, get inside a new one so you can smell the leather. Okay, and then close your eyes whenever you need that drive. Smell that leather again. So this is why I'm doing it. Tap in and really attach yourself to that reason why you're doing what you're doing. My reason why, okay, it's pretty straightforward. It's my family. You can see my children there at Disneyland a couple of years ago. On the 23rd of this month, we're flying back out to the USA. We're spending Christmas Day at Disneyland. The first couple of days of January, I will be a guest at Gary and Melissa's and going to enjoy the snow there at Salt Lake City. Melissa, I hope Gary told you that I'm bringing the family. And of course, there's myself, my wife, Leanne, and my kids. And they are my reason why. I want them to be able to have the most awesome life possible. And I want to tell them that, I want to show them what is available to them in this life. For those that have heard me speak before, when my son was 4, he's 12 years old now. When I was 4, I was a personal trainer, owned a gym. I was earning good money, but I was working a lot. And I got home one day, my wife said that she'd asked Jack, my son, if he'd play cricket when he grew up. And if you're not sure what cricket is, imagine baseball, okay? It's our version of baseball, if you like. And my son at the age of 4 said that he wouldn't be able to play cricket when he grew up because he'd have to work all the time like Daddy. And that's what I was teaching my son. So this is my reason why it makes me well up when I think about it. I am so attached to it. And because I am so attached to it, I cannot be swayed from my course. So find your reason why you want this to happen for yourself. SNIOP is something that I go by. What does SNIUP stand for? It stands for susceptible to the negative influences of other people, or aka also known as subject to the negative influence of other people. You can have 1,000 people tell you it's a good idea, and you can have one person tell you it's a bad one. And if you choose to listen to that bad one, you're not connected properly to your why. And unfortunately, that's what a lot of people do. They'll walk around looking for that one person that agrees with them in a sense. So attach yourself, really get emotionally attached to it, to your reason why. Don't get emotionally attached to people saying no. Get emotionally attached to the reason why you go on and ask the next person, ask the next person, and ask the next person. Okay, so I just wanted to leave you with those few minutes of thoughts of mine, and then I'm going to call you to action. I just love this man, obviously, with the recent passing of this great man, Nelson Mandela. I put this up here. It's a call to action because, and this is a saying that I've had for many years that I've also lived by, and there is no passion to be found playing small, in settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. So go out there, spread the word. If you do know people in Australia, if you don't tell them, I will. Okay, so if they're going to find out about Epic, it's your decision whether they're going to find out via your phone call or via my phone call. I'm going to talk to people in the USA when I'm over there. I'm going to talk to people in Salt Lake City when I'm over there. So it's up to you if they find out from me or if they find out from you. Okay, that's all I can leave you with thoughts of. So again, I appreciate you, Bill. I appreciate you, Melissa, talking. I appreciate Gary and everything he's doing for us, flying around the world, and also asking me to be on this call. I appreciate every single one of you being on here and allowing my time to step into your speakers, if you like, and just put my point across of what's happening. So, get involved with, or get attached to your reason why, and go out there and be epic, because my name is Greg Moody. My life is epic, and I invite you wholeheartedly to make your life epic too. Thank you very much, and have a good evening.